Hey, Chiefs Kingdom, it's time to move on from that loss to the Baltimore Ravens, so let's look ahead to Week 3 against the LA Chargers. Predict the score for me down in the comments. We'll make this the pinned comment on today's show, so you guys can reply with your score predictions right there. Let us know who you guys think is going to win, and then get your score predictions in right now. You're watching the Kansas City Chiefs Report. I am your host, Harrison Graham, and let's preview the Chiefs' Week 3 matchup against the Chargers. A pair of 1-1 teams coming into this matchup at Arrowhead Stadium this Sunday, September 26th. At 1 o'clock Eastern Time. The over-under set very high, by the way, 55.5 points. And, of course, the Chiefs are 7-point favorites. So this is the time to get your score predictions in. Like I said, right now, big matchup. AFC West, Chiefs, Chargers got to bounce back. You don't want to start 1-2, especially with the Raiders and the Broncos both sitting at 2-0. If you lose this game, you're dead last in the West through 3 games. Plenty of time to go. But Andy Reid, his Chiefs teams typically bounce back. I would expect nothing different in this matchup for Kansas City. On today's show, we will take a look at 5 keys to victory. But first, if you want to go bet on this game, like we said, this is the spread. Chiefs 7-point favorites. The total over-under 55.5 points. That feels high, but the Chiefs defense hasn't exactly played that well so far. So if you want to put your money where your mouth is, go to BetUS, the link below, chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Use the promo code Chiefs125. You take a look at the Chat Sports standings right now. What we're doing this year is the entire staff is picking 5 NFL games every single week against the spread or the over-under. Notice you don't see my name in the top 5 right there, as Thomas Mott leads the way at 6-3-1. Some guys at 6-4. Mitchell Wren's down there at 5-5, as are a few other guys, Jack Lauderay, Jeremy Beadling, and R.C. Maxfield as well. Bossman, James Yoder, and Chase Sr. are at 4-6. So is Sam Brown. Fellow Bossman Brett Scott at 3-7. Trace Gerard at 3-7. My producer Jeffrey Cooperstein at 2-8. And then, yes, me, it is a bloodbath. I am 0-10. You know how hard it is to go 0-10 against the spread? It's equally as hard to go 10-0. That's how bad my luck has been. I'm hoping it'll change this week. I've already put some money down with BetUS, chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Use the promo code Chiefs125. Stay tuned for later in the video. There is an opportunity to get a free jersey for you new BetUS customers, so stay tuned for that. We'll tell you guys all about that promo deal later on in the show. Okay, let's take a look at 5 keys to victory for Kansas City. Number 1, the run defense must bounce back. Wow, I haven't seen an NFL defense, especially from a good team, just get physically overwhelmed like that in a very, very long time. Now, it is Lamar Jackson. It is the Ravens. This is what they do. But to be that dominant against Kansas City's defense running the football, that was a bit alarming. That being said, the Chargers ain't the Ravens, especially when it comes to running the football. That's a pass-first team in L.A. Justin Herbert runs the show out there. Sure, Austin Eckler is a good back, and the Chargers want to run the ball a little bit, but I would not expect 250 yards rushing for the Chargers in this one. If that happens, we officially have a problem. Like, that's a major, major problem if the Chargers are getting 5, 6, 7 yards per carry against Austin Eckler and L.A. I don't think it's going to happen. That being said, they need to severely slow down the Chargers' run and compared to what they did, against the Baltimore Ravens. What is your concern level with the Chiefs' defense through 2 games? Because it is ranked dead last in the NFL in total yards per game allowed. Scale it from 1 to 10, 1 being you are not concerned at all, 10 being you are very concerned. You know, I'm at like a 6, 7. I'm not terrified right now, but I think Spags needs to pick it up. This team needs to play better on defense. So I'll go like 6.5. I'm a little concerned, but I'm not panicking just yet. Go ahead and scale it from 1 to 10. Key number 2, get after Justin Herbert. What did we just tell you guys? This is a team that wants to drop back and throw the ball a ton with their talented second-year quarterback. Quite frankly, the Chargers are very similar to the Chiefs in the sense that everything runs through the quarterback. Yeah, they want to stay balanced. They want to run the get ball a little bit, but like the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, with Justin Herbert, he runs the show. Frank Clark, Chris Jones got to step up in this game. Chris Jones was a total non-factor against the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Frank Clark was okay. He had a nice TFL in the run game, but didn't really get much pressure on Lamar Jackson. I think he had one decent pressure, but it's one of the worst games I've seen Chris Jones play as a Kansas City Chief. Now, he was great against a more traditional opponent in Cleveland in Week 1, which I think the Chargers are certainly more traditional than the Baltimore Ravens are. So I think he'll have an opportunity to get after Justin Herbert. We just saw last week Micah Parsons was abusing the Chargers right tackle, and that was his first game ever as an edge rusher. I think Chris Jones should have opportunities. Frank Clark, he's got a game under his belt now. That hamstring should be 100% at this point, should have his wind under him. I expect him to put forth a better effort as well. You've invested a lot of money into these two guys specifically and the front seven as a whole, so you got to get after the quarterback, and like we said in point number 1, you got to slow down the run. Who's going to have the better game? Type FC for Frank Clark, type CJ for Chris Jones. I'm going CJ with the bounce-back game. I think Stone Cold will be pissed. I think he'll play better in this matchup for the Kansas City Chiefs, so I'm going to go ahead and type my CJ for Chris Jones. Guys, we're growing like crazy here on the Chiefs Report. 21,000 subs is in our sights. Help us get there by hitting that subscribe button, youtube.com/ChiefsTV, because the more subscribers we get, the more videos we're going to be able to do just for you guys. If you want the latest Chiefs news, rumors, weekly mailbags, game previews, some watch parties, post-game shows as well, hit that sub button. It's youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Keep it rolling here. Big Tyreek Hill game. Had one of his quieter games as a Chief. Now, he does this, right, where he'll go for 200 and then the next week maybe he'll have 40 or 50 yards. It's pretty rare to hold Tyreek Hill, though, to 3 catches for 14 yards on just 4 targets. The Ravens bracketed him. They had a good game plan. They were not going to play man coverage on him, which, honestly, every team should do. They should force Kansas City to go elsewhere, even if that means Travis Kelce is going to have 12-plus catches, just because Tyreek Hill can go 75 yards every time he touches it. That being said, I expect the Cheetah to take off and fly this game. I think this is going to be an easy 100-yard-plus game. He will not be held in check for the second week in a row. I think the Chiefs will get him the ball early and often, get him some early touches, get him into the rhythm of the game, and then find some opportunities to take some deep shots downfield as the game progresses. Remember last year when the Chargers were challenging Kansas City for a while in that Week 2, Week 3 matchup, whatever that was, they were able to get a deep ball to Tyreek Hill to make a difference in that game. I expect more of the same in this one. We told you guys earlier there's a chance to get a free Chiefs jersey, and this is how you do it. If you're a brand new BetUS customer, get signed up and deposited today at the link below, chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Use our promo code Chiefs125. But you got to put down $100 to get that 125% deposit bonus, which will total your account to $225. Screenshot these steps right here. If you're on your phone, just click the 2 buttons, the volume, the power button. That'll screenshot it for you. If you're on your desktop, if you don't know how to screenshot it, take your phone out and just take a picture of your screen. These 5 steps are what you need to do. Like we said, chatsports.com/ChiefsBet, promo code Chiefs125. Deposit the $100, get the 125% deposit bonus. Then this is the final key step. Place a bet on any game for any amount. Just throw $5 on or against the Chiefs, no big deal. Once you do all of that, you email us, jersey@chatsports.com. We'll get your jersey size, we'll get your address, we'll hook you guys up with a brand new Chiefs jersey. It's a hell of a deal. If you have any questions, you can DM me on Twitter @HGramNFL. You can also email that link below and be like, I'm not sure how this quite works again, but those steps, pretty clear that I just mentioned in that order, and we'll be able to hook you guys up with a brand new jersey. Okay, let's go to the next key to victory here. Can Charvarius Ward survive? Oh, boy, he has been bad through a couple of games, hasn't he? And, we were hoping maybe last year was just a bad season for Charvarius Ward. Surely he'll bounce back this year, but it hadn't been that good early. Let's just leave it at that. He has not been very good. According to Pro Football Focus, he's about as bad as you can be at corner this year. His coverage grade, 42.9. Overall, less than 47. And if you're like, PFF, they're a joke of a system. Well, QB rating in yards per reception, that's not a subjective stat. That's just a fact. Over 111 when teams are targeting him, and he's giving up 22 yards a catch. That's a disaster. I think Rashad Fenton should start. I really do. He got a few snaps last week for for Mike Hill at nickel, but I would give Fenton a look at outside and keep nickel in the Hughes at the nickel spot there in the slot. Ward has just been a problem, guys, for over a year now. Why can't this Chiefs staff understand that he's not a starting caliber corner at this point? I just don't understand it. He's a nice depth piece. He was at one point playing like a starter in the playoff run a couple of years ago. He was very, very good, but he has not been that guy since Super Bowl 54. I would give Rashad Fenton a look. L'Jarius Sneed's a great player. Hughes is passable at nickel. I just don't get playing Charvarius Ward at this point. Do you trust Charvarius Ward? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I clearly do not, which is why I am typing my N for no, but you guys can let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Y for yes, N for no. Do you trust Charvarius Ward as CB2? All right, the final key. How about play Jerick McKinnon more at running back? And this is not an overreaction to Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumble. He is still the starter. But Jerick McKinnon has proven that he brings some juice to the offense, especially in passing downs. Now, CEH can catch the ball as well and do some things, but I think McKinnon should play more. I think he should get some catches. I think he deserves some carries as well. Darrell Williams, I think, should really just be like your short yardage guy. He hasn't been able to do a ton in terms of create big plays running the football. Now, again, it's early in the season. I'm not going to, just freak out overall, but I do think McKinnon should play more than he has been up to this point. He's that RB3 right now. He's been, playing a little, but I would play him more, man. I think he deserves 10 to 15 snaps a game at least. He's been getting just a handful at this point in time, and especially if the Chiefs are going to be throwing it a lot, which I fully expect them to do, I think Jerick McKinnon is a guy that can certainly help this team out. So predict the score. Those are my 5 keys to victory. We asked you at the beginning. We'll ask you one more time. Predict the score for Chiefs versus Chargers this Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central Time. I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs bouncing back, winning this game 31-24. I think it's a good game. I think the Chargers will come ready to go. AFC West might be tough this year, guys, so you got to take care of business at home, especially against these divisional opponents. Chiefs win it by 7. Get your score predictions in, and we'll see you next time.